on, chat. Let's go, baby. Things are going well. Listen, things are going really well. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another stream here on the Pokerstaples channel. Thanks so much for joining me on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Thanks all for being here, and let's register. Let's go. Tens against ace queen, big flip in the grand phase. Let's go. Let's go. Limp jam with ace nine. I kind of like that. Ace 9-0. Take it down against Hendrit. Trying to take a nice big stack through into the grand. Raise bluff. We've been really messing with Bo, though, so I'm going to check. You can. You certainly can with this hand. Just raise to 3x, but it's fine. The quick bet we call. It's a bad turn for 10-6 no heart. Very bad turn. Folding. It's pretty crazy. We are all in with ace queen suited. It's a big moment, big spot. Big moment, big spot here. Good luck, chat. Take it down. Okay. Easy enough. Take it down. We're in a good spot now. Top two take the stack through again. Could probably jam this again if we wanted to, but I don't really want to jam through Bo for 24 blinds. I mean, you could, but it's just like not optimal against this stack, so I'm just going to raise instead. 10-6-3 on the flop. We check back. We probably need to bet, actually. It's just like too disconnected of a board with too much of a range advantage when Bo can reshove on us with strong hands here. So we just bet, take it down. We are all in with ace-jack. Ace-jack-jack 5 for 200,000 chips. Could use it, to be honest. Let's go. So we just need one elimination. There's not really any ICM, right? Because you take your stack through. So I'm hungry. I'm sorry. Listen, chat. VCAR hunger levels through the roof, man. I mean, feel free to start cooking it if you want to, Rebecca, but I feel like you want to wait for me. But hey, if you're hungry, you can get going, and I'm on board for that. We have a flush, and flushes are great. Going to raise. This is a thin raise for what it's worth, but I think it gets this opponent. We should. Come on, chat. Let's go, baby. I think we have a starting stack in the grand for $109. We are into the grand with 1.12 million. Let's go. Come on. And kings against ace queen suited. It's a set. Come on, let's go. Massive pots coming our way, chat. That takes us probably almost up to double start stack here. Check raise, they tank forever call, and then they bet the turn. Dayo Plays dropping the raid. What's up, everyone, from Dayo Plays channel? Welcome to the stream. Can we get some love in the chat, you guys, for that big old raid? Welcome, everyone, tuning in. Thank you so much. Good luck, peace, and love. Watching you since the good old days. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. I hope you're having the best day. We're playing some high-stakes tournaments right now. As we are chip leading the grand, I think. This is a little bit awkward. Not on the flop, but on the turn. Right? We flop a pair of kings. Pretty good. Blind versus blind. Ranges are wide. They're going to bet this sort of board often. The tough part is when we call flop and then they see the turn. Now, they go for a 2/3 bet, which already I kind of want to overfold a little bit. In theory, you can't fold here, but against the sizing, we can't fold here still. It's still too much. I almost want to even just fold the flop, which would be a crazy exploit, but I don't think we can. Turns a jack. They check, we check. They overbet. That doesn't make any sense. We fold. Raise 3-bet, 4-bet. So we're 160 blinds, 155 blinds deep. I think call in position is the right default play here. It's a pretty good flop. Pretty dang good flop. It's not a flop where I can expect to get a ton of value from worse hands for what it's worth, right? Like queens and jacks and aces are not going to like I raise, they call and stack off, right? And when they have a king, we're going to be able to get some money later on in the hand anyways. So I think the answer is clear, which is call. And if they check, we bet small. And if they keep betting, we just call. The pairs that don't have a king are not giving us a lot of money. King, queen is going to call a raise later in the hand. And they're not always going to 4-bet king, queen. They should actually, in theory, be 4-betting like king, jack, and king 10, king 9 suited sometimes here. We are going to call again. Is there any chance we're beat here? I mean, it's very unlikely. It's possible to have 2s and 8s and 6s, but this is a 4-bet. Like, those hands are very likely to just call the 3-bet and set mine. So, yeah, we call. We have the same hand. They had a free roll. We check call on the flop. This was 3 ways. Raise, call on the big blind, check, check, small bet, fold, call. Super 215 is in on table 1. They bet half pot on the turn. We call. Great run out. Hearts miss. I mean, 4-5 gets there, but they probably don't flat 4-5 suited all the time. They probably 3-bet it more than they flat. Not too worried about it. 2s, 3s, yes. Possible 6s, 7s. Not 7s, but 6s, yes. I think it's just check call here. The queen 10, we beat jack 8. Good. Happy. Small bet here, 3 ways. King 8 deuce, pretty dry board. I think the standard play is to small bet. Sorsay is going to have some king X for sure. But they're also going to have some hands that aren't king X. They're going to have a lot of auto folds. So we can just small bet and rely on fold equity here. Get raised to 58,000. Now it is quite cheap to continue. I probably will. 40 to win 160. As you can see, we really can't fold much of our range in this spot. We have ace high with the nut backdoor flush draw. We just call to the turn. But like when I see the sizing, my first thought is like, this is probably a king, you know? It's probably a king that doesn't want to call 1/5 of pot. And so it's just going to check raise small. That's the most likely hand, I think. They barrel turn, we fold. 975, 60%. Just can't bet this card. It's just like check range, basically. Not range, but check a lot. 3-bet ace, 3 suited, get a call, jack 8-8. Just check, check at the flop. We're going to bet the turn. Looper Confame, dropping the sub with the prime. Can we get some love in the chat, please, for Looper? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hearts out in chat, you guys, for that subscription. Bet on the turn, get a call. River's a deuce. I think I shut down here. Just thinking my 3-betting range in the small blind does have a lot of suited aces, right? A lot of them. It has a lot of choices. We probably don't want the spades or the hearts at this point to bluff on the river. We'd rather them have the ace high flush draw that we can get to fold out by bluffing ace 10 of diamonds or something like that, right? So I think I'm going to check. And also when I was playing hybrid the last couple of days, the leak was slightly too much bluffing. Like just tone it back a little bit, finding too many spots like on the river, you know? I think check, check here is right. Ace in the turn. Beautiful. Just thinking about if I want to check this turn or bet. I mean, bet is straightforward, right? I'm also thinking about how often do we have ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4 on this turn, just from a range point of view. But I think I'm just going to bet here. And we take it down. 3-bet ace queen offsuit here. I mean, flatting is whatever, right? Like against a squeeze, we kind of hate ace queen offsuit. If we 3-bet and they 4-bet, we can fold and that's fine. If they call, that's fine too. I think it just plays best as a 3-bet. Queen 8-5 on the flop with 2 spades. We have ace queen with the backdoor spades. Pretty clear bet, I think. Get a call, queen on the turn. How do we want to play this? Like aces and kings want to check. Ace queen and king queen want to value bet. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to polarize, I guess. I was just wondering if I want to check my range here, but I'm just going to go polar. I don't think we do want to in theory. Like in theory, we just want to keep betting ace queen here, you know? But this is a bad card for a lot of our value range. You know, aces, kings, jacks, like they don't want to, you know, they're not happy on this turn. So I think we're going to have some bluffs in ace queen and king queen that want to choose this big sizing. And then we're going to have a lot of our range that wants to check or small bet, you know, like 1/3. Like if we run that spot in theory, my best guess as to what the strategy looks like, if we give it a bunch of sizing options, would be some stuff pots it, some stuff bets like 1/3 or a block, and then some stuff checks. That is what I think it's going to look like. And that is what strategy I basically just try to deploy. It's a little bit of a weird spot because in theory we can do that and that's fine. But in practice, like what is it that we can get to continue? I think actually the big bet sizing probably gives us a decent chance of getting continues compared to like 2/3. We bet here. This is a bet on this board where we really hit this texture quite a bit. I think it's fine. Reluctantly call for 1 bet here with 5s, I think, and just make a full house so deep against Matthews on the turn. So deep. I think we just want to bet small here, actually. And then I think we want to bet big on the river. Just thinking sort of like, if they have a queen, we're going to get a lot of money. We're not really worried about can we get a lot of money from a queen. It's just going to happen. It's kind of the rest of their range that we're trying to get money from, you know? Go for a big bet and a call. Queen on the turn. Sub bet some checks. We have better king X bluffs than a7, I would say. Check this hand mostly. We've also kind of already exploited them on the flop with our 2/3 bet, I think. So once they continue, which they're probably going to do slightly too tight, it's like I don't really want to keep bluffing with a7. So I'm just going to check. 8-6 wins. It's okay. We have jacks, which is a fun hand. It's the least fun against Casimir because that's 66 blinds. It's like getting it all in pre is okay, but like not our preference. Against all these opponents, we feel good about it. 50 blinds, 40 blinds, 40 blinds, but late position for everyone, which means that ranges are going to be wide, right? They're going to have a lot of hands that they play in these spots. So 3 bets over 4x, by the way. I'm just all in. I think it's pretty straightforward. Good luck. Take it down. Let's go, chat. Squeeze, we call. Jack 5-6, we definitely call the C bet. Getting 4-1, 3 to a straight. Let's turn a 8. Let's turn a 4. Let's turn a 7. Let's turn a 9. Let's turn a check. How about that? But king on the turn is really bad. It's good for their squeezing range for sure. I think we should lose this pot. Even if they check, it's like we don't have a great hand to bluff with here. We're going to have some ace high backdoor flush draw stuff that's going to be better than 7s. So we should just lose this pot, I think. Check, check. River 4. Lose to queens. Lose to ace jack. Lose to queen jack suited. Lose to jack 10 suited. We're beating like ace queen that shuts down. We're beating ace 10 that shuts down. We're beating ace 5 suited that's squeezed and c-bet flop. And they bet river, block size. We just fold. I think mostly call here. You could check raise some, but I think call is the default. And 2/3, we call again. I think definitely a good call. Also a good bluff catching hand here. If the river's like a deuce of diamonds or something, we don't block spades. We don't block the high straight draws, which is all really good news. I think we have to fold on the spade. Sometimes 4-bet, sometimes call here. We do have room to 4-bet, no? If we make it like this, I think we do have room. Why don't we go for 4-bet here with jack 10? This is a spot where people are underdoing this, right? Myself included. So I'm sort of relying on my opponents being pretty good players. And like sometimes they just have aces and we're not going to win this pot unless we flop it. But they also have a bunch of hands that aren't great. And when they face this 4-bet, they've got to know that like people aren't doing this as a bluff nearly enough. I think we small bet. I'm wondering how much checking we do, but I think opening in middle position, we have all the suited ace-x range, which is nice. We have some broadways, which all have gutters, but not all the offsuit broadways. And then we have some middling pairs. Turn king. This is a very tough spot, I think, because our actual hand doesn't really want to bet here, right? With king queen, but our range does because we have very little that's missed. We have like 9-8 suited, 8-7 suited, 7-6 suited, 6s through 9s, and then queen 9 suited, queen 8 suited. Those are all better bluffs on the river, I think, than this hand. Although we do block the straight and we block full houses with this king. Kind of would rather have jack 10 than king queen. I don't think it's the right hand to bluff, so we just check. I just think so much of our range wants to bet on the turn, basically. Over the kings, Jaitis 3 bets to 300,000. It's 4-bet with kings. It's a no-brainer, I think. Second best hand in poker. That is the end of the story in the grands. What are you going to do, chat? Kind of unlucky. Some tough hands there, but I think I can feel content with how I played that. Just not going to make it. So first bullet in the grand, but the end of the story there, and we move on.